It was good. So last night I saw 2025 Superman, directed by James Gunn. While this movie did not live up to my high expectations, it was still pretty entertaining. Let me start off with the positives of this film, and the biggest positive I can give this film is Superman himself. David Cornsweet as Superman is great. I don't think he embodies the physicality that we expect from Superman. I think Henry Cavill definitely looked like a better Superman, but David acts like Superman pretty much perfectly. Very much reminiscent of the Christopher Reeve era Superman. There's a lot of just good hero moments with Superman in this film, which I love to see. Saving plenty of people, he is extremely charismatic, and he does show some emotions in a couple of scenes, like some genuine frustration and love and care, passion. This is a very well-rounded Superman character. I also thought the visuals, the sets, the costumes, the CGI, everything about this film looked great. Definitely a great popcorn movie. If you want, you can turn your brain off for 2 hours and just enjoy what's on screen. Extremely entertaining to watch. Now, I also thought Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan, was a fantastic version of Lois Lane in this film. And I personally really liked Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. He has one good monologue in the end that just solidified this guy being a great Lex Luthor. And not everybody can pull off a bald look like that, so bravo, Nicholas Hoult. Now, I did have pretty lofty expectations coming into this film. This is kind of like James Gunn's baby, it seems like. He left Marvel, came to make the Superman movie for DC. This is starting off the DC universe. There was a lot of hype built into this movie, and I don't think it lived up to the hype. I might have been expecting a little too much from this film. It does fall flat in a couple of key elements for me. The first thing I don't really like about this movie is how much of the James Gunn influence is here. You can definitely see all of his influence from working at Marvel, especially Guardians. There's just a few too many comedic quips, especially in moments where they don't need to be there. He doesn't really let enough of the emotional moments kind of sit and resonate. There are one or two moments where there's no comedic injections, and those moments are better off for it, honestly. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any comedy at all, but there needs to be a little more of a balance. I also don't like how full this movie is of characters. I think there's at least 2 or 3 characters too many in this film. You don't really get to focus on Superman or Lex Luthor or Lois Lane, like the ones we really care about. It's kind of a jumbled, convoluted mess at a lot of times, if I'm being honest. There's a couple characters in particular, like Ma and Pa Kent, that I really wanted to see more of. They're really only in one scene, and this film could have used a couple more scenes with them. It would have added the humanity to Superman that we really do need, honestly. So I think this movie either needed to be 20 minutes longer to add those couple of scenes, or it needed to remove a couple of characters. Because there's at least 2 characters that we just don't really get to know at all, that we could have totally left out of the film. And while visually I do like the camera work and the editing and the cinematography and all that, I think the editing is too fast-paced. There's a couple of fight scenes that could have definitely used an extra minute or 2 to just hold on a couple of shots or moments to feel the intensity. I mean, you've seen the trailers. The camera's zooming and zipping and editing and going everywhere during the scenes. And it's entertaining to watch. You don't really get to have those epic moments or beats that you've had in other Superman movies. My last negative I'm going to say about this film is the trailers. I saw the first 2 trailers, I didn't see a third one. Everything in the trailers is in this movie. Everything that's in the movie is in the trailers. I don't really like that they did that. There's a couple characters that I would have loved to have been surprised by in this movie, but the trailer ruined them. So if you're going in this movie and you haven't seen the trailers, that's good on you. But if you have seen the trailers, you've kind of already seen the movie. Now, I am a big fan that this movie just kind of starts with Superman already being Superman. I mean, it starts in the opening credits. Superman has been out in the world being a hero for 3 years. Him and Lois already know each other as Clark Kent and Superman. So all that's out in the bag. And personally, I do like that. That's what I want to see from Spider-Man in his next movie. I want to see them being the hero. And this movie is a great example of the hero just doing hero stuff. I'm going to have a little spoiler here. There's a scene where Superman literally saves a squirrel, and I was like, this is a good Superman. We like this guy. Now I'm going to get into one major spoiler right now, so if you want to avoid it, skip ahead about 30 seconds. It's the only spoiler I want to talk about because it's a pretty big plot point. So Lex Luthor is the villain in this movie. Superman is fighting Lex. Lex Luthor has this super soldier fighting for him, and they don't explain it. They just kind of say it. But this super soldier is a clone of Superman, and it's kind of lame. Not only does he look kind of lame because he's got long hair and he just doesn't look right, just the way he is implemented and how that's like the only thing that can stand a chance against Superman, and the clone dies pretty fast in an anticlimactic way. Just kind of lame. Overall, I did enjoy my time with this movie. It was a very fast 2 hours in a good way. Is this the best Superman movie that exists? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. At the end of the day, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. Very fun to watch. A little convoluted. It does give me hope for the future of DC, because some of these characters I am looking forward to seeing in future installments. If you've seen the new Superman, what did you think? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want. Catch y'all later.